I'm Kyo.
And I'm Jong.
And we're your hosts for tonight on this preseason game of Genshin Ranked.
Tonight, we'll be showcasing a match between two solo queue teams from our server and walking through all the basics of a 3v3 draft game.
Let's get started. And we're into the draft.
Let's see what bosses both teams decide to go with. Simon for Team 1 here. Simon has a potential quicken check, so it may encourage some Dendro and Electro characters later on.
Let's see what Team 2 has to pick for their first boss. Oh, the Terra Shroom, also known as the Dendro Chicken. It's a pretty unknowable TPS check, and usually a boss that dies pretty quickly in Advanced Division.
Yeah. It also has pretty high Dendro res, so it might deter some Dendro character picks later on, contrary to what Team 1 has gone with here. Let's see what Team 1 decides to go with for their second boss.
Looks like they're taking a lot of time here.
Yeah, they're thinking a lot about it. Weenut has a lot of phasing, it burrows a lot, so it favors characters with pretty short DPS windows. It also has pretty notable Anemo res, so people don't really pick Anemo into it.
PMA, interesting. It is also pretty much a DPS check boss. It does have some notable forced phasing though, and plays around a lot with RNG, like when it phases and stuff.
Yes.
See what Team 1's gonna go for next.
Yep. Really taking their time with this, huh? Taking a full 30 seconds. Ruin Serpent. Very similar to the Weena in its phasing. Burrows a lot. Ruins long DPS window characters. So it
looks like they're being pretty consistent with the Rena and then Ruin Serpent pick.
Yep. Yeah. See what Team 2 does.
Anemo Cube. Oh, this boss is kind of unusual.
Yeah.
Has pretty short DPS windows, and I think it has that one-shot move that can be really deadly.
Yeah.
Now we're moving into the character draft, where each team will ban 3 characters and pick 6.
Yep. Teams will likely go for 2 sets of 3 synergistic characters, while trying to steal away the strongest individual character picks. Let's see what Team 1 decides to go with for their first ban here.
Looks like they are taking quite some time here to decide, as the first ban can be impactful. Oh, and we got Nuvolette, a strong DPS carry, and Chiori. Team 1's got an infamous C2 Chiori player, and it looks like Team 2 decided to target ban her.
Yeah, it is a target ban. Target banning is a pretty common drafting strategy. When you do know your opponents, you can ban out the characters that are vertically invested on your opponent's accounts to even further limit their options in the draft.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see what the next ban will be here. And we've got a Navia ban. Looks like both teams have decided to ban a Geo character so far, but not sure how significant the Navia ban will be.
Yeah, both teams are leaving up some crucial support characters. Let's see what Team 2 decides to go with for their final ban on the first phase.
Oh, we've got Kazuha.
Yeah, this means Farina, Nahida, and Bennett have made it to the ban phase.
Oh, and we've got the Bennett pick from Team 1, an expected first pick here, as Bennett is the strongest out of the 3 top supports. And looks like now it's Team 2's turn for their first and second picks.
Witness mine.
And we've got Arlecchino and Farina. I'm excited to see how Arlecchino does, and there's Farina as well.
Yeah, Team 1 does have the opportunity to take away Nahida here.
As expected.
Oh, and we've got Alhaitham and Nahida. Yeah, there's the Nahida pick.
Yeah, Team 1 secures a very strong Dendro core here.
Things are about to get dicey.
Looks like the Yelan pick here, a very strong individual character.
Yeah, looks like Team 2 here has secured a very strong Hydro core. They could look to do some vape teams with that. And I wonder if the Arlecchino will go into that vape slot.
Let's see what Team 1 decides to do for their third ban here. Possibly Hu Tao, as she has some very strong synergy with both Farina and Yelan.
Yeah, and now we're gonna head into the second phase of bans.
What a bummer. And we do have the Hu Tao ban, preventing the strongest vape comp with record-setting times. I wonder how Arlecchino will match up against Hu Tao in the vape team slot.
Yeah, and it looks like Team 2 here will definitely look to ban a strong Electro character to kind of build the second team. There's the Yai Miko. Yai is definitely probably the strongest driver for Quicken here. It's no surprise that Team 2 decided to ban it.
Chivalry will never die.
Oh, and Xingqiu. Depending on the level of investment, I think Xingqiu's damage can match up to Yelan. But Team 1 still hasn't locked on an Electro character, so I'm interested to see what they're cooking.
Yeah, interesting indeed.
I'll lead the way.
Ooh, Tainari. I wonder if they're going for some kind of Quicken or Hyper Bloom variant, although the strong characters are already taken for that team archetype. Let's see what they got for
It looks like they're aiming to choose an Electro character as one of their last 2 picks.
Inazuma shines
Oh,
eternal.
we've got the Raiden pick. Not the strongest Electro character for this roster, but it does actually limit the Electro character pool against Team 1.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see what Electro character option Team 1 decides to go with. There's not much left. There's Kaching.
You make a big thing if you want.
Through me,
Oh,
justice
and
is served.
Sino. Oh, Sino. I did not think of that. Now that I think about it, yeah, Sino would be a pretty good option as the electric driver.
Allow me. And the
Ooh,
final pick is Kokomi for Team 2.
Yeah.
I'm unsure of what they're going to cook with Kokomi, but we'll see very soon because that concludes the draft.
Looks like the teams are ready.
Come in with me. We're gonna set up. So we need to basically set up for a Shincho vape.
Yep.
Interesting. Going for a Sucho
Right
vape
now.
here.
No, wait. Why'd you do it so early?
They bursted a bit early though for that.
Okay, go.
They did get the full Bennett damage.
I don't think Shincho got it.
Oh. Oh. I don't think Shincho
Oh,
got
and
it.
we're switching to Team 2.
It didn't crit.
Using Arlecchino to hit them. Oh, Arlecchino burst.
Bursting. It'll be fine. Maybe she can end with a bit more bond.
Oh, Team 1 has finished now, but Team
Yeah.
2 is taking a bit more time here.
No, Shincho
Oh,
vape would have been
physical
fine.
Arlecchino.
It's
Oh,
not good.
we're bursting again. Interesting.
Kind of a questionable decision there.
Yeah.
Looks like Team 1 got 28 seconds and Team 2 got 36 seconds on the Drake.
Yeah. Times weren't really close. It was about an 8-second difference. Yeah, Team 1 kind of rolled them. Yeah, you could see the Arlecchino like normal attacking at the end without infusion.
Oh
Disaster.
yeah,
Absolute
that kind of downtime for her is pretty detrimental for the team's DPS.
Yep. And also she bursted at the end, so not that she had bond, but like she would have started this boss run with no bond as well. So yeah.
It's like Team 1 switching from the vape team to the Quicken team for this boss. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. This is Team 1's pick, so
Yeah.
it should be good for them. Quicken is good against it. Oh, looks like they're ready to go.
Hito mark? Question mark?
Alright, now starting off, A7 does have a high res raise at the beginning, but now they get some time to precast. Nahida burst, Rhino burst,
Yeah.
now
get-
chipping away at the damage.
Yeah, they get the good RNG, the good phase.
15 seconds in and they're halfway through.
Yeah.
Carrying through that A7 really quickly.
We definitely cycle with Twitch really fast.
The Sino is... The uptime on the burst is actually very good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder its energy
Oh,
right now.
they barely got the turrets. Oh, and looks like Team 2
Yeah,
got
Team
the
2.
turrets, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They
The
know
very
it was
end.
so close.
Yeah.
This
Unfortunately
will be a
for them.
slower run for them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
If they're running that Arlecchino,
Auto-targeting.
it's not gonna work,
Suffering.
because They didn't have the anti-tank.
Alright.
Okay, and we finished the A7 run. And it looks like Team 1 got a time of 27 seconds, while Team 2 got a time of 42 seconds. A notable 15-second difference.
Yeah. Team 1 kind of destroyed them again, to be expected. The Sino worked out very well, surprisingly. Yeah, the burst lasted like the perfect length for the run, which was very nice for them.
Interesting.
Yeah. And definitely, from the last run, Arlecchino definitely suffered from not starting with any bond. It's one of the advantages of Arlecchino after the first
yeah.
boss. Yeah, just because the bond can spill over to the next boss, giving a bit of extra damage.
And it
yeah.
also looks like Team 2 got locked into the turret's face by the Quicken mechanic on the assignment. Yeah, that definitely slowed their time down a lot.
Yeah, that is
They
a
got
run
locked
killer.
at the end especially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, and it looks like the next boss is the Terra Shroom, which is another Dendro-based boss.
Okay, Team 1's got a 2-0 lead right now. Let's see what happens with the Terror Shroom.
See if they can continue it or if Team 2 is going to bounce back here.
They're going in.
Looks like Arlecchino started and cooking the bond right now. Frina and Yelan burst going down. And finally Arlecchino gets that bond. Juicy bond here. And Team 2 has 15 seconds left. Half the HP is gone.
There's 21 on time. Okay, we're
Frina swapping to Numa mode but to stack on the fanfare. Arlecchino, Ian, and burst.
burst.
Oh,
That's
please
a bit of a
don't.
questionable decision here.
Yeah, bursting is
Running out of
It's okay, we
infusion,
clear
but got the charge attack back.
bursting is interesting.
Use bloom.
Might be good, might be bad. Not sure.
Looks
Ooh,
like Team
played-
2 did finish before Team 1 this time.
Yeah.
Okay, and looks like Team 1 ended up with a time of 32 seconds, while Team 2 got a time of 30 seconds. Only a 2 seconds difference this time, which is pretty close compared to the previous runs we've had this match. And it is the first win for Team 2, making the score 2-1 now.
Yeah.
And probably the most notable thing that cost Team 1 in this boss was the Klee death on the parachute, unfortunately. That did cause a bit of a DPS loss there for Team 1.
Yeah, Team 2's mounting a bit of a comeback here. I did notice that the Arlecchino had did it in EQE, which is pretty time inefficient for this particular game mode. You want to be speedrunning the boss, not taking your sweet ass time, but yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah.
It ended up being fine, so it's fine. There was a skill issue from both teams, and evidently Team 1's skill issue was a lot more impactful. But
Yeah.
And the next boss will be the Weenut.
Alright, looks like Team 2 is ready to start.
Looks like Farina's going in
Heater
first.
ready, Mark.
She's the shortest.
Ready to go?
Pretty
you.
good. Yeah,
Go in.
good foresight.
Yeah, I hope both these guys.
Yeah.
Both teams
Go on, next
have
up.
had their Weenut bird down. Sino hitting Hita going back in, and Arlecchino going back in as well. Weenut's going back down to the ground here. Let's see. Oh, Burrow's out, but Arlecchino, Farina, and Yela managed to catch it really quickly. DPS windows are really good for her here. Back to Sino on a Hita, and I'll hate them from Team 1.
That's
Yeah.
suboptimal.
I wonder if Sino
play
is
right here.
yeah. I wonder if his burst will
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a
last.
great point.
Doesn't look like it.
Where's the
It's
ball?
gonna run out.
Looks like Sino has to hit
Got it.
the swirls here to bring
I
the
got one
Weenut
E off, and
down.
that's it. I'll hit my
And looks like Team 1 is going to burst on Team 2 here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty interesting use of the Arlecchino burst. Seems to work out.
Has
for
a lot
them.
of range here. Yep. Oh, it did indeed work out. Team 2 did finish before Team 1 because
Hold
Team
on,
1
yeah,
had a
trying
bit
to
of HP left.
Okay, looks like Team 1's Weenut here actually burrowed at the very end, which may have been the difference maker. Team 1's time was actually 54 seconds compared to Team 2's 51 seconds. Very close time, yeah.
Yeah, very close indeed. Oh, and I think, did you notice at the end that the El Haytham's weapon was actually Sacrificial Sword for that run instead of Lo-Fi?
Yeah, I did notice that, and I did notice last round too that Xingqiu actually had the Lo-Fi on the terrace room, so
Oh, I think
Yeah.
they might have forgotten to swap back.
yeah, that might have been a really big skill issue from Team 1's teammate here. Might have impacted both runs by like a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Alright. And looks like the next boss now is the PMA, which is a pick from Team 2.
Okay, so the teams are ready.
Starting off strong with a Sino burst, El Haytham burst, and a Hita E here from Team 1.
Ooh,
Dishing out
it goes
really
up.
good quickening damage here.
Yeah.
Up and down, but
Yeah,
they
it's-
all managed to dodge it here.
It's a pretty good RNG, like it's staying still for them right now. They
Yeah.
could have gotten really bad RNG and had like some
yeah,
Yeah,
really
no
bad
staggering
phase.
here.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
they did get the punch for Team 2.
Team 2 probably
Looks
got
like they're
some
waiting
big
for it to
RNG
phase
too.
here. Okay. Sino burst here, that's very good.
Word aboard.
And they did to get the crab RNG
Smart.
here.
So bad already.
Oh, and
Yeah.
finishing off very fast
Oh my
here.
god, I
for
got
Team
jumped on by
1.
the fucking crab.
Whereas Team 2 still left to finish here. This time on the PMA, we've got a 36-second run from Team 1 and a 41-second run from Team 2. Honestly, not too close.
Yeah. Noticeably, both teams did get basically equal RNG. I think both teams had it in its panic phase by about 20 seconds, so
That seemed about equal on
yeah.
both sides. Looks like the PMA's phasing was also in favor for Sino's burst, and his uptime was really good on there as well.
yeah, he was able to burst twice, which is, yeah, good. Sino's
yeah.
been performing, which, yeah, very nice. And moving on to the next boss, the Ruined Serpent.
Looks like both teams are ready to start their runs now.
I honestly forgot what this guy does.
He goes
Yep.
underground for like 90 minutes.
Got it.
Okay. Ooh, I'm looking at burst on the beginning.
Interesting. Oh, and Sino doesn't seem to have burst here.
Yeah, he did use at the end of the last run, so
Yeah, that's right.
let's see if it affects how they'll do this time.
Oh, we don't have
24
the...
seconds in, and they got the Ruined Serpent. Half HP already. Ooh.
It's okay.
Arlecchino seems to do well against these
Oh,
short phasing bosses.
Come on.
Bursting
Sure, another
again.
Arlecchino burst.
Yeah.
Also, she's able to get all that bond back
Team
from
one.
the E, finishing
Yeah.
off first before Team 1 does.
Ooh, very close round here. 40 seconds for Team 1 and 39 for Team 2. Super close round, yeah. Some factors that might have made this closer than it should have been. We moved into a new region, the underground chasm, so when that happens, Arlecchino will lose all of her bond that she stole from the last run.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I think also the Cyano didn't have burst at the beginning, which also could have made the difference for sure.
Yeah.
They did use the burst on the PMA in second phase, so...
Yeah.
And yeah, now the final boss is the Anemo Cube. Okay, teams are ready now.
Wait, I need your skill. Thank
Oh,
you.
Arlecchino actually can cook the bond here.
Like,
Oh,
use your here.
Interesting.
Interesting
Oh, she
phase.
got the bond immediately.
yeah.
Right click, right click. Ah!
Oh, whereas they're getting the second
Oh,
move.
oh!
Oh, and
Nice.
Bennett gets knocked back
Oh.
and dies.
Right.
But the Bennett
Yeah.
burst stays down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
No, we missed one
Notable
Kiwi.
death there.
You did.
Mm,
think,
now we're into
um,
flying
They
phase here.
respond. They
Yeah.
respond.
You got him.
I think
Gotta kill
Team
them.
2 actually got a interesting phase. There might have been a difference maker. We'll see though.
Yeah.
I've never
Oh,
seen
looks
that.
like it's respawning again. Arlecchino is letting her spawn cook a little bit more again.
Yeah, that actually looks pretty good for
Oh,
Arlecchino.
impeccable timing here.
Yeah.
Whereas Team 1's
Nice.
still
That's
good,
waiting
that's good.
here for Clean Team to
Oh,
finish
that's
off, and they do both finish. And the last round goes to Team 2, coming back from a 0-2 deficit and in a winning position before the retries.
Yeah. Fizember actually died at the first phase for the Anemo Cube, and but it didn't seem to affect the run that much because when you stay dead, your effects still linger. So Bennett's burst actually lingered enough for the team to get that phase done for.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and another thing to note was that there was yet again another region swap from the Underground Chasm back to the Overworld, which means Arlecchino also lost all of her bond from the Rune Serpent. And but this way, she also effectively uses the Anemo Cube's stalling phases to precast the skill.
Yeah, very good matchup for the Arlecchino, I think. Now it's time for the team retries. Team 1 has decided to use their retry on the Terror Shroom.
Interesting, yeah. I think despite their initial run being affected by the Klee death, Team 1 ended up with a very close time to Team 2 on this boss.
Yeah. Waiting for the team now. Looks like they're going in.
Bennett entering here and putting down the burst immediately for Xingqiu and Klee.
Yep.
Both of them casting their burst here.
No vape.
Looks like we're getting a very
Mm.
fast time in comparison to the other one.
Yeah. Looks like Shinto didn't get the vape on the first three, which is actually could be
I see.
detrimental, but
But looks
it's
like
going
neither of
way
them are
bad
getting
now.
staggered here.
Yeah.
Very good.
Going
Bennett
a lot
popping
better.
down another burst.
Huge.
And they finish off very fast here
Yeah.
with a retry time of 21.67 seconds. Looks like Team 1's Terror Shroom retry was 10 seconds faster than their initial run. Very interesting here.
Yeah, there wasn't any staggering from the Xingqiu or the Klee. They managed to fix up their skill issue from the last run. Yep.
Yeah, they did use the same teams as well. Maybe a bit more burst up time here, possibly. But there was overall a smoother run here, and I think it was enough to bring the score to a 4-3 in favor of Team 1 this time.
Yeah, a swing in the game state, so we'll now go over to Team 2's retry. Team 2 has decided to use their retry on the Drake.
Interesting. Doesn't look like there's any difference in energy or HP for Team 2's retry since they decide to pick the Drake, which is the first boss, which means they're able to start with full burst and the desired HP on both runs.
Laying down the bond mark.
Starting off with the Farina's generating stacks from her.
Yeah.
Be very smart there while the res phase is up.
Yeah.
Looks like they did that differently during this retry.
Yep.
Looks like notably faster here. 15
Yeah.
seconds in and halfway the HP is gone.
Very smooth.
Another
Ooh.
Arlecchino burst,
Burst.
probably to reset the E here.
Yep.
Another Farina burst coming up as well. Oh, looks like it's very close here. 2 more seconds.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
and they just go over the
Yeah,
time.
unfortunate.
Aw, damn. 2 seconds off.
How do they do it so fast?
Ending with a time of 30:51, faster than their initial run, but not fast enough to beat Team 1's time, which means the winner of the match is the Sumeru Academia Serpents on Team 1.
Yes, congratulations to them.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But let's see what made the difference here for Team 2's final boss, Retry.
Looks like the team started with lower HP than on the previous run, which does allow easier generation of Farina's fanfare stacks.
Yeah, they probably burned themselves somewhere to lower their HP. It's a good strategy. It is also, I noticed that it was also very rough for Arlecchino if she doesn't start with Bond.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she has to burst halfway through to reset her E. She can't let that wait, so she has to use fewer Bond to work with, and then that caused her DPS to drop off really hard at the end, so really cost her the match there.
Yeah, alright, now let's move on to the overall game notes.
Let's look at how the boss draft went first. The bosses chosen were mostly DPS checks over element checks. I think we'll see the significance of this later with the flexibility of the Arlecchino comp.
Yep, and now let's go over the individual characters and the players behind these characters on screen. So first, for Team 1, we've got Fazamber on C6 Miss Splitter Bennett and C0R1 Sino, Popsicle on C6 Singcho with Lo-Fi and Alhaitham at C0R1, and Lurkin on C0 Skyward Atlas Klee and C0 Sackfrax Nahida. Overall, Team 1 drafted 2 distinct team comps and used both according to the different bosses.
Yeah, and looking at Team 2, Day was on C0R1 Arlecchino, Glass was on C0 Miss Splitter Farina, and Kiwi was on C0R1 Yelan for the whole time. You may have noticed that Team 2 actually drafted some unused characters. That happens sometimes when you get outplayed in draft and you cannot use the other team. But the Arlecchino Vape team did pull through for all the bosses, so it was actually fairly versatile for this particular match.
Yep, and speaking of this match, it was a very close match overall with fairly close times and a back and forth 4-3 gap between the two teams between their retries.
Yeah, and we got to see Arlecchino have some playtime as a newly introduced character to Ranked. Her anti-synergy with Farina is actually very prevalent throughout this whole match, as we saw, especially in the retry, because they actually were able to burn themselves and start with lower HP for the Farina stacks, and Arlecchino was not able to help with that kind of stacking. Farina puts Arlecchino at half HP for the whole duration of these fights, and that causes Arlecchino to be in danger of dying a lot, so yeah.
Yeah, it was also interesting to see the Sino pick here getting some rare screen time on Ranked here as the Electro driver for Team 1's Quicken team. And it was also interesting to observe his burst duration, how it can be a strength and a weakness against certain bosses.
Yeah, overall, Team 1 came out on top by winning their retry, while Team 2 narrowly lost their retry.
And this concludes the match between the Sumeru Academia Serpents on Team 1 versus the Meropine Monitors on Team 2.
Yeah, if you're interested in playing and testing out Genshin Ranked, or want to be part of our project, please feel free to join our Discord server linked in the description below.
Thank you all for watching.
Bye!
Bye!